What's this? Secret nerfs that weren't mentioned anywhere? Yo, what is going on, guys? Maintenance just hit, and in it, as you can tell, there were some bug fixes. A lot of the ones that I covered in my video going over all the bugs in the update were mentioned. Some of them weren't touched, though. We'll go into that. Also, the maintenance had a lot of balance changes that I also covered in a previous video, in that same video actually going over the bug fixes, but they weren't like, they're not on any socials or anything. There's no notes about them anywhere, so I thought that was kind of weird, because there's also a couple additional changes to the work in progress balance changes that I mentioned last time that aren't mentioned at all, because there's just no notes about any of the fucking balance changes. So in this video, we're going to really quickly go over all the balance changes that stuck around, also all of the additional balance changes that came out that weren't mentioned, and also a couple of new bugs that are in the update. And at the end, we'll test out some of the newly nerfed Buffy brawlers in ranked really quickly, and we'll see how nerfed they actually are, if the meta is saved or not. Let's jump right into it. Alright, so first let's really quickly go over all the nerfs that stuck around. Crow's main attack damage nerf that took his damage from 840 down to 760 damage per dagger did go through, that's unchanged. 8-bit's extra credits still got nerfed the same way. The bouncing projectile damage is reduced from 75% of the damage to 60%. The star power boosted booster also had its ammo, time to spawn, increased from 3 to 5 seconds, and the hypercharge rate on 8-bit was still reduced from like 2.87 to 3.33 supers. Those are all unchanged. Those are the only nerfs to 8-bit in this maintenance. Surge still got his power shield cooldown increased from 18 to 22 seconds, and the hypercharge range on the jump was still reduced by 1.33 tiles. However, Surge also got a couple additional nerfs on top of that. So the first thing is to the main attack Buffy projectile. The second one no longer does 30% less damage than the original. The damage on the second shot is being reduced from 70% to 50% of the original projectile's damage. So on top of having his jump range reduced, I actually saw some people thinking that his attack range was reduced instead or something. That's not true. I don't know where people got that from. The jump range was reduced, and on top of that, the second projectile on the attack was reduced. The Buffy effect itself, that was reduced by a bit. So that's going to make him a little bit more manageable, I guess, when he jumps in. Other big nerf, though, the projectile damage from the actual hypercharge jump itself, so the little like 8 split that he does, the damage on that got reduced from 1,000 to 800. Now with the damage buff from the hypercharging like stat boost, it is like, 840 or whatever. But still, all reasonable nerfs. I'm not sure how much of a difference that will make if you're jumping into like multiple enemies. Like, you might still be able to get your super very fast. Maybe we'll see the other gadget even used a little bit with Surge to like help him cycle jumps like that more. I don't really know. I kind of want to test that though later in this video, so stick around for that if you want to see me test out Surge, if he's any worse or is still as broken as before. Going on to the next nerfs though, we've got Brock nerfs, so these are interesting as well. So Brock still got his rocket number 4 star power nerfed, the Buffy effect where it increases the range every 4 seconds. That got changed to 6 seconds again, that's unchanged. But he got a new additional nerf to his rocket fuel gadget. I think a lot of people have already noticed just from playing around, but the knockback on it has been completely removed. So you can no longer use the rocket like gadget that shoots the projectile that also splits into 4 rockets as a tank counter option anymore. You're not going to just be able to one-shot aggro brawlers as they dive you. Really big nerf to this gadget. That's so huge. Now finally Brock has a use for the jump gadget again as an anti-aggro option, and the second gadget can just be for wall break, and I guess now extra range is still going to be pretty good for that, right? Because the split projectiles on it will help you finish off targets that are far away and low HP. Some people thought this might have been a bug. Nope, this is an actual change that was added to the additional patch notes that weren't mentioned anywhere. So I'm going to tell you here right now, this is an intentional change that's here to stay. Keep in mind though that Brock does still have Hyper Buffy to like one-shot people with their aggro brawlers. So I don't want to say Brock is like still is going to suddenly be useless against aggro brawlers anymore. He still has the versatility in switching his gadgets, and he still has Hyper Buffy. So I kind of want to see if in this video maybe we can test out Brock as well and turn like ranked and see much worse he actually is going to be, especially because the range extension star power has also been nerfed a bit. I want to see how that feels now to play as well. But moving on to the next nerf though, we have got the nerf to Colette. This one is unchanged. The gotcha gadget, the charm one, hypnosis, whatever you want to call it, the duration of it has still been reduced from 1 to half a second. So that nerf has gone through unchanged. She might be a lot worse now, actually. That's going to be kind of interesting to see if she's played it all still. It's like, especially with all the insane Buffy brawlers that are in the game still. Okay, next nerf here. This one's another interesting one. So Meg has gotten the same nerfs as before. Toolbox duration for the super to charge has been increased from 4 to 6 seconds. The jolting volts gadget has had its increased duration reduced from +2 seconds to +1 second. Those are all unchanged, but she has 3 additional nerfs on top of that. So first nerf, hypercharge super charge rate has been reduced by 80%. Now what that means is the super that she uses when she hypercharges, the super charge rate on that has been reduced. So you no longer just cycle it instantly from hitting multiple people as well as before. I believe that is what the wording of this implies. potentially needing like double the amount of hits like to get the super compared to before. I don't actually know if I can tell a difference visually, to be honest, but that is one of the nerfs that's gone through. The other thing is the main attack supercharge rate has been reduced when she's in mech form. So the actual supercharge rate that you get from just hitting enemies with your mech, oh my god, that's so much slower. Meg used to charge her super so fast. Dude, wait, look how many hits it takes to get my super on Meg now. She gets her swipe in... Wait, how much ammo is that? Okay, so if I'm shooting an enemy, right, I have to kill 1 robot, 2 robots. Wait, I have to basically kill 3 robots to get my ammo? That's almost 6 shots against an average size enemy with Meg to get your super now. That's crazy. Hypercharge charge rate is still pretty high, arguably. Like, you know, you only take like what 2.5 supers around to get your hypercharge, but because the supers themselves take so much longer to get now, Meg might actually be a lot worse than before. I mean, obviously if you're swinging into 3 people, I think the hypercharge is still kind of like an auto team wipe button, so that's still kind of crazy. Although she got a third nerf that is also worth pointing out about this hypercharge, which is that the actual... Let me see if I can waste this. The supercharge rate from the Buffy attack as well, same as her main attack, also got nerfed, although because of the explosions on it that makes you hit enemies more, that nerf is not as noticeable. You're going to cycle super still way faster when you're using your hyper Buffy attack, and the hypercharged sword swing is still going to like cleave people, I think, and just, you know, hit a bunch of people at once. She's still going to be pretty deadly with the hypercharge active, but the time it takes to get a hypercharge, and a super at all for that matter, is way slower than before. We'll see how much worse this makes Meg. There are actually a few additional bugs that Meg got in this update, I think, or kept from the previous time, that I think we'll go over later as well. That might change things, but we'll see. Meg, though, in theory, should be much more manageable. Kind of want to test it in rank later. Okay, and so those are all the nerfs of the new Buffy brawlers. There's 2 brawlers that kind of escape those nerfs. One of them being Max. She actually did end up getting an additional nerf in this update that wasn't mentioned anywhere, which is to her hypercharge main attack. The supercharge from the hyper Buffy attack has been reduced from 350 to 300. Don't know what that means. You know, it's like an arbitrary number, right? But like either way, I think the point is that she's supposed to boost people super around her less, I think, with the hyper Buffy effect when she's hypercharged. But as you saw there, I still got super so fast with Max. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a tiny little change, but overall, Max, she's still going to be pumping her teammates as full of supercharge as before, to be honest, in my opinion. But either way, I guess that's pretty cool. Max got in a somewhat light nerf. She's going to be pretty good still, though, I think. Next few balance changes as well, still kind of the same as before. Starnova still has gotten her main attack damage in her default form. That beam attack damage nerfed from 1080 to 960 damage per tick. Interesting that they nerfed Starnova's main attack damage after buffing her HP, but yeah, that's something that was changed. Keep in mind though, I actually saw some people spreading around this piece of misinformation as well, that Starnova's supercharge rate was nerfed at all. Supercharge rate was not nerfed in her basic attack. I think a super creator misread the patch notes or something that were like given to us, but basically the point is that Starnova's damage has been nerfed. Normally supercharge is tied to damage nerfs, but they buffed up Starnova's supercharge rate, so it still takes as many hits as before to get her super using her beam attack. That was the point. Her supercharge rate was actually supposed to be buffed by like 9% or whatever the fuck. And so the point is that it still takes 10 hits to get her super. That is unchanged. And then finally, we have the 3 brawlers that got a slight tiny little buffs. The Jessie projectile speed one, the Bonnie basic attack damage one, and also the Jackie max HP one. All of those changes still went through as before. So yeah, those are all the changes that came in this maintenance that are supposed to be balance changes. There are also a bunch of bug fixes that happened too. Some bugs that came with the update though were not fixed in this maintenance, and I want to go over that too, as well as a few additional new bugs that were added with this maintenance. So let's quickly go into those now. Now, as for the bugs that were fixed in the recent maintenance, you can go over and look at it yourself here. There are some that I actually even missed in my video, but I think my video got most of like the important bugs, like Rico bouncy castle gadget in the Shadow Realm got fixed. Being able to get supercharge from hitting like the high safe and non-brawler targets by bouncing shots off the wall with the Buffy effect, that also got fixed as well. The Mortis bug where he did like half damage with his basic attack when hypercharged, that also got fixed. And then, oh, this is a big one. So the serious shadow clones are now based on the enemy brawler that he's cloning again, like the HP, I mean. You can see here the clones of my pets are higher than whatever like the 6000s that Sirius has again, because that is what it was supposed to be, and whatever happened before was just a bug. Don't worry guys, Sirius is not actually getting nerfed. He is in fact getting his bug fixed, so he's technically buffed now. I think there was some like little thing on Twitter that said like, oh, that it was actually changed, like the tooltip on Sirius was changed so that his clones were based on his own self instead or something. Like that was all misinformation. It was all a misunderstanding in the writing side of the update patch logs, I guess. W Supercell. They also in the patch logs changed Starnova being able to get a second hyper super during her hypercharge, so that she, I guess, can no longer just get 2 hypers for the price of 1 anymore. And then they changed, there was apparently a bug with Crow's hypercharge poison dealing less damage than intended with the Buffies and Star Power number 2 equipped Carry and Crow. Maybe that was like an issue when they like changed Crow's attack damage. Oh, and they also fixed Byron's hypercharge dealing like triple damage or something, I think. As well as like Carl and Charlie being able to pick up ammo to get like double pickaxes in 8-bit super. And then Ems, I think with their like nano power was able to shoot through walls or something. Yeah, so here Byron attack does the normal amount of damage again. And yeah, those are all the changes that they did in this maintenance. They missed a few things though. So if you guys remember, Meg had a buff where with her hypercharge attack, she could like heal herself to full if she used her super mid-swing or like mid-attack animation. Because I guess for some reason, every instance of like the projectile dealing damage also counts as like a healing projectile for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. That is unchanged. Meg still can heal to full with her hypercharge attack if she uses her super and the second star power during the middle of her attack to interrupt it. So that is still a bug. There's also the same bug where before this toolbox gadget where it sends out her mech. This like requires an ammo to use before, and apparently that was a bug. That's what a dev told me. Maybe that's not true and this is like intended to use an ammo or something, but yeah, that still takes an ammo to use. So kind of strange that Meg has that going for her as well. That just makes this gadget a little bit worse, but I guess the gadget is kind of broken, right? It got a nerf in this update, so that is fair enough. There is a new bug with this gadget though. When they changed the time to charge the super from 4 to 6 seconds, I think they fucked up like the number on it or something, because look, if you just use the gadget and don't get any follow-up hits, Meg doesn't actually charge her super fully from that. She has like a tiny little sliver of super that she doesn't get automatically. And so she needs a hit to actually get the full super back after using Toolbox Gadget. Now, let's be honest, okay, most of the time when you toolbox someone, you're gonna be getting follow-up hits anyways because they're like knocked up or knocked back or whatever. It's easy to get another hit, and that's probably why they even nerfed the time to recharge your super to 4 seconds, because if on top of like the additional hits you're getting, you're probably still gonna be able to get your super back pretty fast if you just do it right. That is just something to keep in mind. If you use your gadget only, you're not going to get your super back unless you already have like an additional hit done. So I guess consider that a new bug with Meg on top of her 2 existing bugs that were not fixed from the previous update. Yay! I can't wait to test that in rank later. Also, here's a bug with 8-bit. I would say arguably 8-bit kind of got away pretty scot-free with a lot of these nerfs. This gadget still does like a shit ton of damage, even though it got nerfed to only 60% of the main projectile. It still is just so much. One thing that wasn't changed, if you guys don't know because you missed my previous upload on this, 8-bit gadget can straight up shoot through walls if you just hug the wall or something. And the way to do it, I think, is like to just stand a little bit far away from the wall first and then walk up to shoot. And you have to be in like the right little distance away from the wall before it works. But yeah, that bug is still there. 8-bit still shoots through walls for some reason. I don't really know why that is a thing, but that is a thing. So this gadget, I guess, has that utility going for it too. Also, speaking of shooting through walls, I believe they did actually fix the Rico wall thing. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but they did fix that at least. So yeah, Rico's can't shoot through walls anymore, but 8-bit can, I guess, because, you know, he's not broken enough, guys. He needs all the help he can get. Guys, 8-bit's been bad for so long. Don't you think he deserves his chance to shine? Oh, also, I mentioned earlier that Rico got his thing where his supercharge charges against non-brawlers fix. Max, though, with her hyper buffy, still can charge super off hitting the high safe, so with like her buffy attack, right? That didn't get fixed. I don't know if that is supposed to be like that. Like, is that an intentional mechanic that Max can charge super off non-brawlers if she hits a non-brawler target and charge her teammate supers off non-brawlers too? I don't know, but that is still there and is not changed from the last patch at all. I think it is a bug though, so they probably should get on that. Oh, also, quick update, guys. So some people I saw were talking about a Starnova potential bug where her super now takes, I think it was, if you hit the super, 1, 2, 3, 4, it takes 5 hits to get super, even if you hit the dash, which used to be apparently not a thing. That you see that little sliver of missing supercharge that requires you to get an additional slash, so you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits to get super, regardless of whether or not you hit the dash damage itself. It still takes 5 swings. I heard about it. I wasn't really gonna include it though, because I was looking back, like trying to remember how many swings does it actually take to get Starnova super before. This was in my original balance change video looking at this, and if you look at the footage here, that it looks like 2, 3, 4. With the damage buff, you only need 5 swings to get your super cycled. Yet before, you needed 6, actually, unless you hit the super damage itself. That is just something interesting to know. So, I think beforehand, it also took 5 hits to get super, regardless of whether or not you hit the super, I think. I genuinely don't think anything has changed. Let me know if I'm wrong about that. If it took 4 hits for a Starnova to get super, I genuinely don't remember that being a thing ever. I don't know, could be wrong. Oh, also, I forgot to mention this, but the bug where Stu's speed zone turret is apparently still a lot faster with the speed boost than before. That's also still there. So yeah, just another little thing, another bug. And so yeah, those are all of the, I think, bugs that are still in the update, as well as a couple new bugs that were added, as well as all the balance changes that came through and new ones that were not mentioned. And now the meta is saved, or so they say. But is that actually true? I want to test out in some games of rank today. Let's just jump right into it and see what's going on. Only in Masters 1, so it's okay if I throw my games and lose some elo. Let's hop into it and see if we can get something going here that, you know, I just want to feel it. So the main brawlers that I kind of want to try are mainly Surge, Brock, and Meg. I think those are the only ones that I actually really care about. Max, yeah, whatever. 8-bit actually maybe could be worth trying out too, but I don't know if we have that much time. All right, guys, we got Meg in our hands on Layer Cake. We have absolutely no range in our comp, but we're facing two nerfed brawlers in Starnova and Brock, so I trust that everything will be a-okay here. Both gadgets on Meg did get nerfed. I still think Jolting Volts will be very strong though, because it's only like 1 second taken off on an 11% max HP heal per second, which is still so strong in my opinion. Toolbox though, I guess got a bigger nerf, right? And so I kind of want to see, should I actually? No, yeah, I should probably still try Toolbox out and see if it's way worse than before. And then we've also got the Meg supercharge nerfs and everything. Let's just jump right into this game and see what is happening. What is popping with Meg? Is she still busted? I suspect honestly that because my supercharge rate has been nerfed so much that I might actually struggle a lot to like get my hypercharge and get that team-wide play. But I don't know, like especially against brawlers like those that they have on the enemy team that all outrange me, I actually don't know if I'm really going to be able to do all here. We see already a Brock gadget coming out and doesn't knock back the max, so you know, maybe we don't even need to test out Brock ourselves. Let's just come down to this if we win this or not. All right, we got sped up. Starnova got her damage nerf too as well, so that's another thing we can kind of see here. Her little picks at me are doing a lot less damage than before. And I've been trading with the Starnova quite a bit. I only have half of my super, bro. That supercharge rate nerf, dude. Holy shit, guys. I've been trading for so long, and I still don't even have my hypercharge, man. We're just getting farmed right now. This Griff is very, very cooked. Looks like Starnova is still pretty good at just, like, wiggling against multi-shot brawlers still. Because this Griff is not able to do anything into her. And I am also struggling to push at all, because I just don't have the... Oh, I didn't get my gadget off in time? Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. This brawler... Guys, I did not get a single hyper or even a super, it felt like, this whole game. Damn, bro. I don't think you can go Meg against long-range brawlers anymore, to be honest. Or maybe I'm using the wrong gadget. To be honest, that could also be it. Okay, let me lock in. Hold on. Okay, guys, I have Hyper Buffy on hand, but I don't have my super, so I can't actually do anything. Oh, shit. No way. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Meg just feels so much worse, dude. Like, not having the super on hand at all times is genuinely so bad for this brawler. That was painful. Wow. Brock still looks pretty good, though, to be honest. Wait, I kind of want to get a game of Brock. Okay, guys, we got our hands on the Surge here. Let's try this game out here. We're facing off against the Meg Buffy as well as the Max Buffies. And we've got, you know, the standard Brain Dead Surge build. Normally with Surge, you can just jump in over and over again and do stupid shit. And then just team up at the end with Hypercharge. I want to see if that's still possible with these nerfs now. To basically everything except his Hypercharge rate, actually. So, I don't know. I honestly, guys, in my heart of hearts, I think Surge might still be broken. Because... he just still seems so oppressive with the... I guess his jump range got reduced. That's like a really big thing. Let's just jump in here and just get the movement speed up. Okay, yeah, we're able to jump here, the Fang, and then get that kill with the M's here. Nice. Max Dash doesn't get the kill, but we still have a pretty nice position here. Meg also is kind of struggling to get her super against me. I'm noticing she's hit me like a lot here, and she's just not getting anything. Ooh, Meg's one. Nice. Okay, my teammates get the kill there. I think I have my hypercharge now soon. We are kind of down a lot right now, though, because my M's is struggling a lot into this Meg plus Fang combo. But I have hyper super on hand, so I'm hoping we can just use a play there to get some insane shit. Let's just jump in now. Gadget as well. And we still get another supercharged and cycled, and then... Yeah, oh, I get another one? Alright, guys. Oh, he lived on 2 health? No! Okay, either way... You saw what I just did there with the purple button. I was losing for most of this game, but I just purple buttoned and team wiped them still. So the Surge team wipe potential is still very much there. We actually killed this Max too, and now we're actually in a good spot. See if we can get this. Okay, nice. We do it the Fang. Nice, we kill him as well. And I'm gonna back off against this Meg here. She has a super. Oh, well, Ems gets a fantastic hyper super, and we actually flipped this round in part thanks to the hypercharge still team wiping. So that has not been taken away. Also, I will say I think power shield is still pretty brain dead broken. Like taking half off the cooldown on the Buffy effect, like even if they nerf the cooldown by 4 seconds, that only means it's really only like a 2-second nerf if you count in the fact that you get like a lot of it back. I missed my shot there. That's actually so troll. Oh my god, she should have died. Alright, it's okay. My M still gets the kill. We're all 1 HP against this Fang. If he gets super, he's gonna get a triple kill, so let's not feed him a clip on TikTok. Ah, shit. Alright, we get the trade. Ooh, Ems gets a great kill. I'm gonna jump in and just auto-aim this Meg down, and then she should die as well. Alright, and I already almost have my hypercharge again. Guys, how is it possible? I feel like Surge was the most broken of the Buffies, and yet he got nerfed the least, no? Like, what is up with this? Why am I... Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I just got touched. Like, oh my god, yo, I actually am still cooking them. Like, guys, I've just ran it down multiple times and I have hypercharge now. And it's not even been, like, the end of the game yet. Like, this feels actually faster charging than Meg Hyper. And I feel like Surge Hyper was way more broken, too. Oh, shit. Oh, wait, is this it? Is this the fall of Surge? No, it's not. It's not even close. Oh my god, guys. Holy shit. Yeah, so pack it up. Surge is still broken. His nerfs did not touch this brawler one bit. I basically played that so botted. Guys, I just ran it down the whole game. Yeah. That's a little sad. I want to get the Brock in my hands. One last one. Let's do Brock. Ooh, okay, guys. We got our hands on the Brock here. Man, I gotta say, Meg doesn't feel... I don't know if she's broken anymore, guys. She actually just feels strong. Because she has a really strong game-changing hypercharge still. But she doesn't have the, like, insane... cycle of it, so it's like it just takes a while to get it. It's almost like she's in a Chester situation before. Like, she might just be strong but not giga broken, and if you can get a game with her where you get her purple button at the end, like, that just might be enough to team wipe in the right situation. Oh my god, it just picked it though. We'll see if we actually can put that theory to the test here. Oh, and Mortis got his nerf reverted, or like the bug reverted, so he's gonna be as annoying as before. We're gonna just stick with rocket fuel here because I'm testing shit out and I don't really want to go jump into, you know, like, jump in to get changed. I don't care about how good that is going to be into Mortis, because it's probably going to be pretty good, but let's just try default Brock here, the broken brain dead version of him, at least, and see if we can get a win on Brawl Ball Center Stage to see if he's still busted with that hyper buffy or not. Ooh, I can already feel the nerf on the charge rate, though. You guys see that? Like, the buffy effect where you get the extra range takes a lot longer to get. Ow. So on bounty and stuff, that might actually be pretty reasonable. Does our Damien get a team wipe here? Oh, we actually get the Meg with a nice 2-tap D-Mech. Okay, we still get this Mortis down. I'm gonna break open this map here. Get this Meg a little bit as well, and that should just be a free goal for my Damien. I mean, honestly, guys, this Mortis isn't really diving me at all. This Mortis might just be bad, though, to be honest. We also do have 8-Bit, who I think is still very broken. Oh, here we go. Oh, and the knockback doesn't do anything anymore. But I still one-shot him because I'm in 8-Bit turret. Okay, yo, maybe a flawed test, to be honest, when I have fucking 8-Bit turret who's so broken right now still, and that Mortis is bad. Okay, but in all honesty, guys, I made a video about this before. I think, like, yeah, like in the first impression buffies, where, like, Brock without any buffies is still so strong. Like, if we're keeping it 100% real with ourselves, Brock was, like, already one of the best snipers in the game before he got buffies at all. Then they reworked his super, right? And the super rework unironically makes him, like, 30% better. And then on top of that, he got buffies. And, like, you know, the gadget obviously is insane to, like, knock enemies back. It doesn't do it anymore. But that was obviously, like, a really insane mechanic. But I genuinely actually feel like I think Brock might still be busted. But it just because of the super rework alone made him so good. And, like, yeah, the buffies are good too, but I don't know. I mean, like, it's the utility of the wall break is still there, and, like, the extra range, it's still a net buff to whatever the gadget was before, right? Ooh, Mortis gets a nice double kill, though. Alright, I have my 3 shots reloaded here. I should be able to clip this Mortis down. Yeah, he does get bursted, but then he actually gets the goal. What the fuck? Alright, let's super these walls and break these. Yeah, this should be a GG. I didn't even use Hyper Buffy at all this game. That's another thing too. The Hyper Buffy is still so good against aggro brawlers. I've played this shit on like Brawl and stuff before, and I've just gotten one shot by like an enemy Brock while I'm playing an assassin. Hyper Buffy on Brock is insane still. Gadget still doesn't take an ammo. Oh, I got XXL? Yo, normally these don't fit me. Wow, this is so nice. And I got 1 nano noodle power and a bunch of credits. Yeah, so this gadget still doesn't take an ammo, which means you can technically get 5 shots off with Brock in a row. Not to mention that I think this star power is still like insanely strong. And this first one is super underrated. They're both good. But now it's like, yeah, I don't know, guys. Brock is broken. Brock is still broken. Surge is still broken. These are still bans and must picks, in my opinion. Meg is a lot worse than before. 8-bit is still broken, but he didn't really get any nerfs at all. He basically flew under the radar, to be honest. So, yeah. In conclusion, Buffys are still broken. I guess the real villain, Meg, got cooked. Yeah, but that's gonna be it for me. Just a little quick update news for y'all. Let me know what you guys think of the balance changes. Did they go hard enough? Did they not go hard enough? Wow, what are possibly the answers to that question? All right, see ya. Peace.